discipline. Thank you for this day.
That seems like a lot. Like, why would anyone do that? You have this vision in your head that one day, when the time is right, you'll run a marathon, write a book, create a business, start a YouTube channel, take that road trip, or maybe get that certification. Maybe one day you get so hyped up about the thought that you finally get started and make some sort of progress in the right direction. And oh man, it feels so good. But then something happens. You face a challenge or you get distracted and suddenly your goal feels like a million miles away. Reality kicks in. You realize that this thing is gonna be painful. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna take a lot of your time and keep you from doing fun things. And it's maybe even gonna bring up some fear and insecurity or indecisiveness. I'll just do it tomorrow. You start to return back to your old habits and allow yourself to let this dream of yours to once again become a one day when the time is right goal. In this moment, when we meet our first obstacle on this journey, we have two options. Go back to our old habits, be comfortable, but not reach our goal. Or two, move past the pain, the boredom, the distractions, the fear, the insecurities, and the indecisiveness and keep going. When we have a goal and we want to go from point A, our current reality, to point B, our dream reality, we have to figure out and plan on how do we actually get there. Now, if you want to run a marathon, maybe that looks like following a marathon training plan, found through a simple Google search. Writing a book may look like creating an outline and then let the typing begin. It's usually not that we don't know how to get from point A to point B, and if we are unsure, we are always just one little Google search away. So I think we can all agree on the fact that it's not that we don't know what to do to get from point A to point B. There's something else going on here. So what is it really that's going on? I think that it's either one of the three following options. One, excuses. Sounds like I don't feel like it.
I'm thinking you're a little bit too tired right now. Tomorrow is probably better.
And then we reach towards the comfortable because, I mean, Netflix, Instagram, and sleeping in. In that very moment, that just feels a whole lot better, doesn't it? Number two is what if I fail?
But like, you could totally fail.
Oh, and tell people to like and subscribe. It helps you a lot.
But what all these smarty heads say from the books that I've read is that we're not actually afraid of failing, but we're afraid of what people are gonna think if we fail. The third, and maybe even the most important thing, is our self-identity, how we see ourselves, what we feel we're capable and worthy and able to do. It's said that a human is not capable of consistently taking action steps that do not align with who we deep down believe we are. We started to create this self-identity, the things that we believe about ourselves from when we were born, and as we slowly started to develop some sort of self-awareness, we also started to create self-identity from the feedback that we got from our environment, from the people around us, and from the perception we had on ourselves, and whatever we believed to be true about the people who were around us feedback on us. And we may have created some incredible beliefs about ourselves.
Got this! You got this!
But there may also be some limiting beliefs in there. I myself have had a lot of limiting beliefs growing up, and it's just been a process of slowly catching these beliefs about myself that have been holding me back, that I couldn't start my own business, that I wasn't good enough to share the things that I'd learned in my life with others because who would want to listen to me, and slowly catching these limiting beliefs and becoming aware of what's my current self-identity and how can I expand. And now the question is, how can we just get rid of these things? These three freaking annoying things that are holding us back? Well, the answer to that is that we can't, but we can develop the skill of becoming disciplined, because the more disciplined we get, the less we'll allow the pain, the boredom, the distractions, the fear, the insecurities, or the indecisiveness to stop us from taking consistent action towards the goal that we deep down want.
You can do it, you can do it, you can do it, yeah, you can do it, oh. Yeah, baby, you can do it.
But how? How do we build this skill of discipline? And I think that to answer that, we gotta go all the way back. If you've perceived yourself as being bad at keeping the promises that you make to yourself, then that will continue to be your perception, and it'll be what you continue to do until you prove yourself differently. Because, as Tom Bilyeu says, what you allow yourself to repeat is what you become. I think that's genius. So if you start seeing yourself take action and keep the promises you make to yourself, then you're gonna start to be able to change this perception of how you keep your promises to yourself. It's also gonna help you change your perception of being able and capable and worthy of doing that thing that you freaking wanna do. When I started to see myself as someone who consistently worked out at the gym and consistently made healthy eating choices, I started to build this trust within myself that I could keep the promises that I made to myself. But it also helped me to start seeing myself as this fit person, which helped me make less excuses, be less afraid of failing, and create this new self-identity. So on a practical level, how do we do this? There are 5 highly effective tools that we can use to start building self-discipline. Number 1, the words that you tell yourself. The words that you tell yourself are so freaking important, and oftentimes we're not even aware of what we're saying to ourselves on a daily basis. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you kind of suck. Something that's helped me is writing them down and then create new statements that I will say to myself instead. Number 2 is set small daily habit goals that matter to you and that are gonna slowly move you towards this big goal of yours that you want to achieve. I think the author of Atomic Habits talks about this, is just set the goal to work for 5 minutes a day on this thing. And once you started working, you've just been working for 5 minutes, oftentimes we're gonna want to continue. You don't have to, but we can always surprise yourself in the fact that the hard part is always getting started, but then once we're started, often, you know, we can get into the flow and it gets fun. And then before you know it, that business may be built, as well as that self-discipline, because you've set these small daily goals. And you can use that for anything. If you want to start the YouTube channel, then every day you just tell yourself, I'm gonna shoot for 5 minutes a day. A small goal can be to just run 100 feet. Then every day you add just a little bit. And something else that's gonna do is that it's gonna slowly start helping you develop this self-identity. Number 3 is rules. To practice self-discipline within a certain area of my life, it's been super helpful for me to create these small rules. The rules just kind of force me to make these small sacrifices in the very moment in order to create this lifestyle that aligns with the very life that I deep down want. And initially, I'm gonna have to make this a rule for myself, because otherwise my brain is gonna come up with all the excuses, all the fears, all the distractions, and if it's a rule for me, then I have no choice than to do the thing.
Excuse me, you promised yourself to do this today.
Okay. I'm gonna freaking do this!
That's right, you keep moving.
Because my brain, guys, it naturally just wants to be comfortable, and it is a constant battle to push past that. But if I have a rule, I have no option, and then I don't have to walk around with this constant battle.
Maybe I should have a burger.
But maybe this.
You guys seriously gotta go.
I don't know. Maybe.
Some of the rules that I've made for myself have been like, I'm not allowed to drink my morning coffee until after my meditation, because doing my morning meditation is not necessarily the first thing that I feel like doing right when I wake up. So that's a good rule to force me to do it. Then another rule is that I cannot eat my breakfast until I've done some sort of movement that forces me to get out of the door and move my body, which I always feel so good afterwards. It gets me into this great flow and energy for the day. And the fact that I really want my breakfast, I have no option then to do it.
Do you see how this is like dessert for breakfast?
And for my YouTube channel, it's been like, okay, I have these certain days of the week that I have to post my videos, and because it's a rule, when we have a deadline, we just make it work somehow. Because boredom and distractions and pain and indecisiveness, all of these feelings are gonna show up regardless. But if we have these rules, we won't let them control our life. But the thing is, if we don't have self-discipline to start off with, then how do we make sure to stick to these rules? But that leads us to our 4th point, which is consequences and accountability. And I think that a perfect consequence could be, what's up? Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna transfer you $100, and in the case I don't stick to my promise, you can go spend that on your new PlayStation game. But if I do keep my promise, you gotta give them back to me. You have to. Cool. If you don't stick to this rule that you made to yourself or achieve this goal that you have decided you want to achieve, then that person gets to buy a PlayStation or whatever they want for that money. I think that putting pressure on ourselves in that way is going to make us want to achieve it. You know, sometimes we need a little pressure to you know? A punishment can also be like, you can't have your sushi dinner that you've been looking so much forward to. You have to eat oatmeal unless you finish writing these pages, you finish this video, you finish answering these emails, or whatever your rule is. I think that the fact that you can't have your sushi, which we all love sushi, could help you, you know, push through and actually stick to this rule that you promise yourself to do anyway. Another consequence / accountability is that you literally tell everyone around you about your goal, about this thing that you're gonna achieve, about this rule that you've set for yourself that every day you're gonna run 5 minutes, whatever it is for you.
Hey, did you know I'm gonna climb Mount Everest? Hey guys, I'm gonna be climbing Mount Everest this month. Hey, did you know I'm gonna climb Mount Everest next month? Yeah, that's right, I'm doing it.
Because first of all, that helps you stay accountable because they're gonna ask you about it. But secondly, it's a consequence in itself if you have to let them down, if you have to let them know that you did not stick to the promise you set yourself. And we're so good at making promises to everyone else, but the promises we make to ourselves are oftentimes the hardest ones. If you tell people this, that you made this promise to yourself, they're hopefully also gonna be hyping you up, which is gonna also just be motivating. And I think that the bigger the punishment we set for ourselves, which means like the more people we tell about this goal, or the more money we give to our friend that can spend if it doesn't become true, the more we have to lose, I think the bigger an effort we're going to make to actually stick to it and actually go for it. And so if you're watching this video right now and you got a solution for something you could do, set yourself up for, that would help you actually achieve this goal that you deep down want and deep down desire, then let me know in the comments what that is, and we will freaking help you stay accountable on this channel. We're all gonna support you. Write down in the comments what is it that you deep down want, and call your mom, call your friends, tell everyone about it while you're hyped after watching this video. I hope you're hyped. That's kind of the purpose of this video. We should always make these plans when we're the most motivated, because the morning is gonna come where we're not gonna want to get up at the time we promised ourselves to get up, and that's when we gotta just remember what we wanted when we were the most excited. Remind ourselves of our goal. And that leads us to the 5th point, which is awards. And this has been so helpful for me to stay motivated, to stay disciplined. Basically just that when you want to create a new habit, that you attach it to something that you're looking forward to. If you want to run every day, I keep making that example. It's just because that's an easy example everyone can relate to, I feel like. Want to run every day and you love your smoothies. Something. Then if you combine these two together, then you're gonna trick your brain into believing that the run is a good thing because you've attached this run with the smoothie. And so having these two combined, tricking your brain into believing it's a good thing, it's gonna help you keep up that discipline. It could also be a bigger reward that you tell yourself after this month of finishing this project or writing this essay, I'm gonna take a trip. That's gonna help you want to stay disciplined to finish this thing because you know there's a reward waiting for you. Now these 5 steps can be crazy beneficial when you wanna become disciplined. But the most important thing when we want to achieve any goal is that we stay as connected to that feeling that we want to experience when we have achieved that goal. And here are 15 practical ways that you can do that. 1, exercise. Exercise is obviously important, but also because this is how we on a cellular level actually create energy, which automatically will help make it easier for us to create this drive and stay disciplined. Number 2, writing down your goal and reminding yourself of why. It'll help you want to continuously push through and work on achieving this goal from a more psychological level. Creating a vision board. We all know I love vision boards. To constantly be reminded of the life that you want to live. Study, listen to, and watch people who've done what it is that you want to do as often as possible, such as reading or listening to books and podcasts and watching videos, and they'll inspire you to remember that if they can do it, so can you. Eat well. Set yourself up for success and eat the foods that you know you're gonna get energy from. When you have energy, you're naturally gonna want to be more disciplined. And a great little rule of thumb that you can go by is just allow 80% of the foods that you take in be whole foods. The 20% of the time, eat whatever you want. Journal. Journal, 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 journal. I talk about it always, but I am very, very excited about journaling. If you've done it, you already know. If you haven't, please give it a try. Meditate. It'll help you stay balanced and keep yourself on an authentic path. Do the power pose. Research has shown that you automatically are gonna perform better throughout your day by spending 1 minute in the power pose in the morning. Give yourself a high five in the mirror. I'm a fan of Mel Robbins and this is her new invention. You can read her book and learn more about it, but it's powerful. I've done it quite a few times. It's powerful. And now that we're talking about Mel Robbins, of course you can use her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goal, which is literally whenever you get an idea to go do something, thing, do the thing, the discipline thing that we're talking about in this video, you get up and you go do it.
Before 5 seconds have passed.
This is your subconscious self-disciplined mind. You've thought about doing it all day. Let's count to 5 and let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, baby.
Spend time in nature. Oh my God, I've spent so much time in nature lately. It's life-changing for me, but also according to Yale School of the Environment, studies have shown that time in nature, as long as people feel safe, is an antidote for stress. It can lower blood pressure and stress hormone levels and reduce nervous system arousal, enhance immune system function, increase self-esteem, reduce anxiety, and improve mood. So whenever you get a chance to spend a little time in nature, I think that'll help you with the discipline. Whether you want to be disciplined or not, I think that's just something we all gotta do. Do visualization meditations to visualize yourself doing the thing. Whether you believe in the law of attraction or what I mentioned previously about how we are what we believe in ourselves to be, in my life at least, that one has been powerful. Talk to and encourage yourself.
I got this. I got this. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But in all seriousness, I talk to myself like that when I work out, and I think you should too. Yeah, talk to yourself.
14, write a daily gratitude list. When you remind yourself of how much you're grateful for, everything is gonna seem easier. And especially if you're feeling things are tough, you feeling gratitude is gonna completely crush those negative emotions and just bring you back into a state of positivity and joy.
Do it. Yeah, yeah.
When we're feeling joyful, you can relate that that's when you're wanting to be the most disciplined. Am I right? And 15, sleep. We all know, sleep. Have a good sleep routine. No need for further explanation. And I know you're thinking, this is overwhelming. Way too many ideas. What do I do?
Today's video is sponsored by IDOT DTX Black version. They're very specific with the ingredients that they use to develop this herbal tea. It's actually a Korean fermented herbal tea. It's got a really bold taste, let me tell you that. It's made with ingredients like red sage root, kutsu root, Japanese honeysuckle flower, Japanese ladybell root, bamboo leaf, balloon flower root, licorice root. I'm Danish, so I love myself some licorice. Japanese honeysuckle flower extract powder, green tea extract, ginger concentrate powder. So as you can tell, pretty good ingredients that are gonna make you feel energized and amazing. And if you watch my What I Eat in a Day videos, I like to end my day off with a tea. It has 0 calories and 0 sugar, but more importantly, because I like to drink these like after a workout or before I go to bed, they don't have caffeine in them either. So that's a big plus. We don't want to mess up our sleep, do we? Also, can we take a little moment to appreciate this little beautiful setup situation I made right here? It's pronounced Edo tea. Dr. Cho, who specializes in oriental medical herbs, has taken a lot of years of research and practice into developing this specific tea. We love some herbal tea. I for sure have been a herbal tea lover since I did the Ayurveda retreat, and so I'm always looking for new teas that suit my needs. That rhymed. And you can drink them warm, you can drink them cold. The options are limitless. It's important to mention that these herbal teas are not medicine, they're not therapies, they're comforting and cleansing beverages, not intended to treat or cure, diagnose, or medicate. If you want to try it out, I have a code for you so you can get 15% off. You just have to go to the link in my bio and use the code 15DTXBLACK. You can order a box, you can order a single. Opportunities are limitless.
Start with one thing, one little habit at a time. Once you've had one little habit that you've been consistent with for a week, maybe 2 weeks, you can incorporate another habit. That's what I've been doing on my journey. That's how I built my self-discipline little by little. And just from incorporating one simple little habit, you can see a 1000% increase in your discipline. Literally one habit is all it takes, and then from there you can slowly incorporate the other ones. So I hope you've been taking notes. And all of these little tips and tricks, they're all really gonna help us stay connected to the life that we deep down want to live, and we all deserve to live that life. And I think that when you feel good about yourself, when you act in a way that is in alignment with what you deep down want to be, who you want to become, who you feel like you're capable of becoming, you're gonna be able to help others do the same. Use self-discipline to get out of this box and to grow and develop. And when we do that and others see us do that, it allows them to do the same thing. And I think that's powerful. So now it's up to you. Are you willing to put in this work? Are you willing to make these sacrifices and build self-discipline and create this life that you so deep down want? And no longer let the excuses, the fear, the insecurities, the indecisiveness. You're the only one who can make this decision. And I don't think that there's any better time than right now. You have one life, and you're always just one decision away from making it miraculous. I hope you want to subscribe and hit that like button. I want to check out these 2 videos because I think you're really gonna enjoy them.
You can do it, you can do it, you can do it, yeah, yeah.